Welcome back. I had to come to my car so I can get the book. Spiritual Healers Are Warriors by Infadishi. And we're on a 7-part series of unpacking 7 types of people in the world. And part 2 is the players. And I'm going to read to you the definition of the players. Infadishi's definition of players. The players use their power to make things happen. They generally do what they love and love what they do. They are also the very best at what they do, and therefore they reap the benefits of their efforts. The players are the ones who take the risks and pay the price, but also reap the rewards. These players are in the second level of the pyramids and the third stage of life, where experience by doing the game is the teacher of the day. There are professional athletes, directors of corporations, major entrepreneurs and manufacturers. In martial arts, they are the Malinga or Infudi, the modern day black belt. In the beautiful garden of life, they are the master gardeners, the physical creators of the beauty. They are not necessarily the owners, but they are the keepers of the garden. They make all our dreams happen. The masses of people in the matrix of white male domination live their dreams through the players. The players are usually programmed around individual, capitalistic goals that keep them in the heart of the European American Caucasian domination system of the matrix. Did y'all hear that? Okay. The star players are highlighted and given extra recognition so that they can keep the masses of the people chasing after an illusion. This is why the life of spirituality, the way of Haru, becomes the guide of the spiritual warrior, not the acquisition of material objects, fame, or fortune. So what I'm reading is that the players are really today's puppets that are in mainstream media who influence us. You know, a lot of our athletes are musicians, a lot of our rap stars, a lot of our actors and actresses. We kind of look up to them and we admire their talent and often wish we can be like them. So let me give you a modern day example. Most of these young cats out here want to be rappers, either a rapper or an athlete. And it's been that way since I was a kid. So we're talking decades. We're talking about players that are in the game but I want to just kind of get off of the negative concept of the player. True, a lot of what I just read is a description of black folks that are out here making money off of entertainment business, any type of entertainment. If they're on the TV, they're considered a player. I want to just take a look because I like to grab something useful from everything that I read and take in. Because, folks, what you're looking at here, let me just give a disclaimer. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm just talking to folks that are on the frequency who know. Who knows? I'm talking to the knowers. Okay, that's the people that I'm looking to attract. I'm looking to attract people who can, and what you're witnessing from me, what I'm sharing with you is my own transformation. I'm looking at information and I'm unpacking it to make it realistic for my life and showing you that you can do the same thing. I want to focus on these couple of sentences. The players use their power to make things happen. They generally do what they love and love what they do. They are also the very best at what they do and therefore reap the benefits or the rewards of their efforts. The players are the ones who take the risk and pay the price, but also reap the reward. I like the part where it says they're on the second level of the pyramids and the third stage of life where experience by doing. You heard that? Experience by doing the game. One more time. Experience by doing the game. That means being in the game. That means your journey, your life, everything that you've learned up until this moment because this is a game. Let's be clear. But who you are in a game is very important, right? It says where experience by doing the game is the teacher of the day. If you don't think life has taught you anything, we need to reflect. We need to stop and we need to go back and reflect. We have all had life experiences that have taught us what to do, what not to do, what you like, what you don't like, who you don't like, and what do you love to do. And through life experience, we have learned to master and harness our own talents. So let's unpack that a little bit. The player. I am not into sports. The only time I watch is when I'm with some man and it got to be the Super Bowl or the finals or the final game of the season. That's the only, or I'm actually there in the stadium. That's the only time I'm actually interested in sports. Recently, I got a chance to check out Michael Jordan's Last Dance. I tell you, I have my own criticisms of Michael Jordan and how fucking much it costs to buy Jordan sneakers and his inability to speak up for black folk issues. But I watched that series, and that is one of the, I was inspired. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I was inspired. I watched the whole thing, and that motherfucker is a player. He's a player. He's a key player that's still here with us. And if you watch that series, forget about his personal shit and his personal life and how he chooses listen, I'm talking about his determination to get it done. His determination to win at all costs, and understanding that he needed to inspire a whole team to get it done. But at the end of the day, whether the team was behind him or not, he was gonna win. Yo, that story, I'm telling you, that series inspired me. That motherfucker is a player. His fine black ass. But I do like seeing his transformation. I also recognize that the owners of these sports games could be considered those doers, those architectors, the ones who put together a platform for the player to play on. And I understand the athletes as the players. But I'm going to tell you, what I saw on that series, I was inspired. I was inspired to get it done. He loves what he do, and that's what he was here to do. Some people are just here to do certain shit. And clearly, playing basketball is what our brother, Michael Jordan, was clearly here to do. But he didn't just play the game. He actually stopped, restarted, and re-energized the whole game. And it just wasn't just a pastime anymore. It actually created a mindset to get, and what happened is people all over the world wanted to be like him. I don't know, it's something about those Michaels. Something about those Michaels that has the whole world wanting to be around them. So, coming back to some other examples, I can tell you that in today's real life, we have a lot of key players, major players, our teachers, the ones who bring us underground information. It's so many of them, it's not fair to just mention a couple, but I will. We have some major key players that love giving us information and sharing with us their transformation. I'm going to just give you some off the top of my head that I personally listen to their information and really look at their heart, and I can tell that they love what they do. I'm going to tell you, I particularly like my man Rich and his platform with Black Magic 363. I especially love the Pillars. I do. I listen to Blue and Red Pill, and these are folks I've been around on several occasions, and I can tell you that they really love what they're doing. It's almost a damn shame that they don't get the recognition that they need. We have, of course, our man, our grandmaster teachers, such as Bobby Hemingway, Africa, the late Leela Africa, the late Gregory, Papa Gregory, our late Francis Cress Wilson. God bless our ancestors. Of course, Dr. Phil Valentine. Ain't this cute? I'm coming back over there for some house music. I'm coming back over there. My man, Brother Panic. Dr. Aline Bay. I even like Ashira Starr, our man Billy Carson. We got so many key players. And I'm just tuned into Mr. 19 Keys. I am tuned into what he has to say because the main thing he's talking about is get money. And not that that's so important, but however, he's talking about abundance and wealth. What he's really putting people onto is that cash is about to become non-existent. And us niggas need to figure out what we're going to do as another form of currency. That's what he's really saying. Y'all better pay attention. We got some key players that have shifted the paradigm of what we're living with here. What's going on here? People are transforming right in front of you and showing you how to do it. I am especially proud of our key players. And I'm not saying this particularly because of exactly what you're saying. What I'm saying is that these folks have spent decades studying this information. Hours, days, weeks, months, years of studying to give us information. These are key players. Me, I'm a player that has been in direct frontline service with our people for the last 15 years. I'm the unseen and unheard. I've been working within the social service industry for about 15, 20 years. And I've been working with our homeless, our addicted, our mentally disturbed, chronically ill people right here in the front lines, direct lines. We, people like me, we don't necessarily need recognition, but we do have an obligation to share what's going on out here. We are obligated to share what we've learned about these systems. See, my job is to hide in plain sight. I show up and I learn folks' systems. And then I learn how to navigate us through them. That's what I do. That's my specialty. That's my particular skill. I understand systems and I understand how to navigate through them. A lot of our contributions, there's enough room for all of us to be players. In fact, we need more players on the board. We need more players on the board. You know who I particularly like? I like that Dame Dash. He's arrogant ass, but he's a motherfucking player. He's all about entrepreneurship and not allowing these crackers to get away with running his empire. I respect that shit. What's that on the live? People have been sending me a lot of emails. By the way, you want a question, you want to talk, you want a dialogue, you can reach me at angelsimpact@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Facebook, Angels Impact. I'm also on Instagram. Hit my DM, let's talk about it. I notice a lot of you folks are liking my videos, but y'all not discussing anything. And you're certainly not subscribing and leaving a comment and joining in on the Cherry Club. I would like y'all to do that. Yeah, do that. There's a lot of us on the front lines that can speak to real-time events. I'm from New York City. I actually grew up in Queensbridge Projects. I just left from the Bronx a year ago. Right now I'm in Atlanta. That's a little bit about me, and I'm telling you, everywhere I go, these systems are rigged. They're not meant to work for us. They're just not. And I'm really getting on the idea of creating your own goddamn system. Enough of us are not thinking like that. But the way things are playing itself out, here's a perfect opportunity to do so. I mentioned some of these brothers that are key players out here on the board. They're on the board, on the chessboard, checking, motherfuckers. Oh yeah, Professor Griff. Ah man, listen, people have been DMing me about what I think about this COVID. Let me tell y'all something. COVID-19 came at the right motherfucking time. I needed a break. I needed a fucking vacation. I was running around this city chasing people and doing this and doing. I needed to sit the hell down for a minute. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yo, I personally have known at least 15 people who have died from the COVID-19 illness. And reign in power to all my sisters and brothers that lost their life. I've had direct family members that have been sick and recovered from this illness. Reign in power to them as well. I'm not taking away that this is a, I got people, it's a pandemic. People are really dying out here. Angel, what are you talking about? And I'm going to say it this one time, and then we're going to be done with it. The name of the game is to keep your immune system high. I tell people who personally know me, I don't get sick. I don't get sick. The last time I think I've gotten sick was maybe about 5 years ago. And the reason why I don't get sick is because I keep my immune system high. I'm not a vegan or anything like that, but it's a mindset. And every time I say I don't get sick, I solidify that I don't get sick. And I really don't get sick. Call it magic. Call it magic. Black girls magic. But I really don't get sick. The name of the game out here, listen, was to stop, regroup, look at all the wonderful work our ancestors have been putting in throughout this whole COVID situation. They've been shutting businesses down. Isn't that what we've been asking for? Haven't we been asking to take our kids out of these schools? Haven't we been saying we wish we could do something to change and disrupt this system? And that's exactly what happened. Listen, Netflix is popping right now. Popping. Been popping. This is a time for us to sit back and figure out what is it that we want. This is a time for us to sit back and be still and actually do what we want. This COVID has been wonderful to me. I've been able to come and work out. I've been close to nature. I've been keeping sun. Yeah, I wear a mask when I go in like Walmart or something or Kroger's. If I need to go shopping and if I have to be around a bunch of Wanzingos, as Mandushi says, Mandingos, Wazingos, whatever. When I have to be around a bunch of them, I put my motherfucking mask on. But other than that, no. I did, and I would suggest that you folks really take a look at two particular, I can't paraphrase it perfectly, but that video that Brother Panic and Dr. Alim did on the COVID pandemic, and also Dr. Phil did a broadcast with Black Magic 363 with Rich. Check those out. Check them out. Because it makes a lot of goddamn sense to me. It makes a lot of damn sense to me. And so now I can't be sitting around with, do I want to send my son back to school during this COVID? And so he can sit there with a mask on for 8 hours? I don't think so. I think I'd rather for my son to stay home. Now, my 15-year-old is dying to get out the house right now. Dying. He actually wants to go to school right now because he's been quarantined since he's been back in Georgia, since March. But I don't think so. My son actually has heart disease. You can't tell, but he does. And he's called a vulnerable person. I don't think I really want him around that shit. And it sounds contradictory. Well, Angel, you ain't scared of COVID. I keep my son pretty healthy. He's like me. He doesn't get sick. My daughter, she gets sick, but she hasn't been sick within the last 2 years. And I must say, yeah, that's what I think about this COVID. This COVID has given me an opportunity to stop, regroup, and come up with a different plan other than just working for someone else. Now, the work that I do is important because the people that I work with need me. Well, benefit from me being around. Put it that way. Somebody asked, well, what would you do if you had your own company or own business? What I would, listen, this is what I'm going to do in the future. I want to open up some group homes for adolescents. And while they're in that group home, I want to give them straight occult knowledge, straight metaphysical knowledge. I want to have my own little X-Man school to be like a Professor Xavier. You say Madam Angel. That's what I'm going to do. I would like to re-educate our adolescents. And I want the ones that nobody else want. I want those adolescent young men and young women that nobody else wants and everyone has given up on. Those are the ones I want. But that's my big plan. They need a place to go. They need a place to learn. And what they received so far is so beneath them. Because I actually want them to be doers and players. I want to teach them concepts and principles.